You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast,
delivering player experience news.
Let's go! What is up, guys, and welcome to Podcast PXN, where we are not gamers here, but alas, we're together for episode 273. That's a deep cut for whatever that guy's name is on the YouTube comments. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Prindle, aka Dan is DTM on Twitter, and I am joined over Discord by the Nintendo aficionado and artist extraordinaire, Roshan Warner at Roro.
Hello. I don't know what I'm doing here, because I've never played a video game in my life. And you know what?
Yeah.
In that guy's defense, I haven't played a lot of games recently, but I am a gamer, I swear. Yeah. I swear.
We're gamers. We're gamers.
Whether
we're currently gaming or not.
Gamers, and it's a mindset, not a lifestyle.
Exactly. You're stressing out about making sure everybody has played every single IP under the sun, and maybe you're just taking it a little too seriously. All right, Ro, Christian, and Gage will return. They are not with us this week, but we will see them soon. We will have a holiday break next week for Christmas, of course. Next week is Christmas. The week after is New Year's, but I will probably still be here, depending on what you guys are doing. I probably still have to discuss with you guys to make sure somebody else is going to be here, but I'll be here in 2 weeks, probably, unless nobody else is here. We can talk about that later. I forgot to ask everyone. All right. Anyways, thank you to everyone watching us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/@podcastpxn and twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. Bro, the topic of the show this week is the Game Awards announcements. We got a bunch of announcements, and we're going to go through those right now on the topic of the show. Didn't leave a whole lot in the normal show because I know there's a lot here. We're going to have a lot to go through, and it'll help that there's only two.
Yeah.
Glenn's yelling in the chat for some reason in all caps saying, Daniel, what do you mean Ro is here? It is only Christian and Gage not here. What? I don't know what you mean by that. That's what I said, right?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, I'm so confused, Glenn. And Brenty, what's up? Wow.
Hello.
It's been a minute. We are happy to see you in the chat.
Welcome.
Yes.
Just us this week.
Yes. All right, Ro. The first announcement we got here. Ninja Gaiden returns from the makers of Blasphemous and showed off a cool 2D pixel art aesthetic for this game. And it looks really cool. I think the art style looks really neat, and the gameplay looks very like retro-y, which seems cool.
Yeah, I like the art style too. Blasphemous. I remember that it was like a pixel Dark Souls pretty much. I saw a lot of people compare it to, and the art style in that game was really nice too. So yeah, I'm excited for the Ninja Gaiden fans. I like this type of gameplay, so maybe I'll check it out. But I've never been like a huge Ninja Gaiden guy, but this one does look cool, like very pretty. I like it.
Very cool. Definitely gives you like classic game vibes for sure.
Yeah.
Then we got One Move Away, which is a game that I saw and I immediately said, this is a game that Gage is going to be playing. And yeah, of course, a half second later, he said, yeah, I'm playing this game. I was like, incredible. But essentially this game, you're stacking items in the vehicle and trying to best optimally stack these items like Tetris.
Yeah. And it's cool because I think it looks like it's like also a story as you progress, like as you pack the car. Once you get that level complete, it moves on to like another time in the character's life, it seems.
Yes.
So it's cool to see. I think they do that in other packing simulator games. Like I forget the one with the room. I don't remember what it was called, but it also told like a somewhat of a story with the objects that you're packing, which is cool.
Yeah, that is neat. I didn't realize the whole thing of packing the same car through different years until you said that. That's cool.
Or different. Sometimes it's a different car.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was just
trying. I think it's the same character, which is cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. All right. Then we got Slay the Spire 2, which got a new gameplay trailer, and of course, this is the deck building roguelike sequel. So I know some people were excited about this, and I know the first game was well regarded.
Yeah, I never got around to it myself, but and I don't know, something about the art style isn't for me. I might be in the minority about that, but yeah, I don't know.
And then next, we got another little bit of a pixel art style with Dave the Diver in the Jungle teased with a little teaser trailer. And I think it's DLC. Is it DLC? Dave the Diver in the Jungle DLC. Yeah. Okay. And while this trailer is going on, I think it was either you or Gage that called out like, "This is Dave the Diver" immediately.
Yeah, I got that one.
That was spot on. Like I would have never got. See, look, we are real gamers.
Exactly.
And that is coming in late 2025. So wait for that. Then we got a look at Thick as Thieves, which is a new stealth action multiplayer game from Warren Spector's studio. Of course, Warren Spector is the famed creator of Deus Ex. And this game looked pretty cool. I think we were pretty intrigued by this one. At least Gage and I. This may or may not be your speed, but it looks interesting in terms of the aesthetic that it brings. Like, it very much gives Dishonored vibes, like Gage was saying. But I think you actually were like, "Oh, this is multiplayer," and we're like, "Oh, this sounds very interesting."
Yeah, you're right. Where I might not play it, but I was definitely, along with you guys, intrigued by the idea because it seemed like it was like a heist battle royale where you're trying to steal the jewel or whatever item before the other players do.
Yeah.
Which that sounds fun. That sounds like a nice spin on that genre, which could be cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Heist-based stealth with frantic action as you work to beat other would-be hustlers, which is other people, to the punch as you steal high-value treasures from fancy mansions. Exactly what you just said.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. And then we got a real crazy look, which I don't think we expected this, but we did hear that Pac-Man was making an announcement, and the announcement was Shadow Labyrinth is a secret level fueled take on Pac-Man, which Gage was like freaking out because he's been watching the secret level episodes, and this game is based on the Pac-Man iteration of that episode of Secret Level, which is very cool. The gameplay actually looks pretty interesting as well. And Gage was actually talking to me about it off air about how much he enjoyed like what they did with that story for the show. So very interesting that they also made a game to kind of collab into it, tie into it. What the heck? I don't remember this, but you know, it's my fault, Ro, because I wasn't simping for anime enough.
Okay.
We gotta look at Steel Pulse, which is a new mobile game from Yu Suzuki, which, let's see. Oh, this is Netflix games. Okay, that makes what sense then. Coming to Netflix games in 2025, and it's Yu Suzuki's latest game, which is a departure from the likes of Shenmue and his more recent Air Twister. But this anime-infused adventure looks to feature a Mega Man-like heroine and her robot buddy as they tackle a Tower of Babel-like structure. There's not much more details than that, but bro, are you in?
No, not really. I do like the art style, and probably the reason that you don't remember it is because it was just like a animated trailer,
Okay.
and it looked beautiful, and it was like a nice animation. But then it said mobile game, Netflix games, and it's like, I don't know. And even if it didn't say those things, I feel like I'd be like, where's the actual game? I need to see a little bit more. But if it was like a show, I might be interested in it.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that the game is going to look nothing like that, obviously. So again, it's beautiful art, but it hasn't hooked me yet because I don't know what the game is.
For sure. And it's a mobile game.
It's a mobile game. Gross.
And then we got to look at Kiora, which is a brand new pixel sandbox from the Core Keeper developer. A pixel colony sandbox is the genre. It looks delightful, and all 30 seconds were shown of it, but its Steam page reveals it will have a procedurally generated world and up to 8 players online co-op. Has very much a like Terraria or Braid art style to it. Very interesting. And then this one, Christian was at the Game Awards, so he wasn't with us reacting, but somebody in our stream said Christian's freaking out right now. And I think you were right. Because Christian messaged us and said, "Oh, this is awesome." And that is Rematch, which is the next game from Sifu Studio, Slow Clap, and it is essentially a Rocket League. This is my words. Essentially a Rocket League game. Stripping out the Rocket League car part, and it's just soccer. It's soccer.
Which is what, it's so funny. It's like, that's what Rocket League is based off of.
Yes, yeah.
It's funny, but I can see why you would say that because it has the similar camera angles and
arcadey.
Yeah, compared to like a FIFA or something. But yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, it does. They say it's primarily built for 5v5 matches, but other modes will be coming post-launch as well as seasonal bits and pieces too. Stay tuned for that if you want a cool little arcadey football game. Better not say soccer. Football. And then we got to look at Solasta 2, which is Solasta Crown of the Magister is an enormous RPG, and now its sequel has been confirmed with an early access release in 2025, with a demo coming very soon. This is set decades after the events of the first game, and the sequel will take players to the high fantasy world of Neokos, where they'll roll dice using the D20 system to guide their party through all sorts of adventures. And they even got Baldur's Gate 3's narrator, Amelia Tyler, on board as well. This is a pretty looking game. Not my type of game, but cool for people.
Good for them. Also not my type.
And then, we got arguably one of the biggest reveals at the Game Awards, which was The Witcher 4 got a announcement trailer, and it was a full-fledged rendition of Unreal Engine 5, probably not running in real time, but rendered in Unreal Engine 5, and it looks insane. We got to look at a grown-up Ciri with her sword and magic fire chain, and I'm sorry. They did say it was running in real time. They said it was running in real time on an unannounced NVIDIA RTX GPU, which will certainly be announced next month. So, yeah. This game graphically, I think is going to be insane, obviously. But I think a lot of people were excited to see Ciri taking over the mantle from Geralt.
Geralt, yeah.
Yeah.
Does look cool. I liked it. I was definitely in the minority on this one, where I just couldn't get into The Witcher 3, but I do respect it. Absolutely.
Sure.
I can see why people love it. It just, I don't know what it was about the gameplay that just couldn't hook me, unfortunately. But I did love Cyberpunk 2077, and that's by the same studio. Obviously, probably a different team and all that stuff. But I'm willing to try again because this looks cool. But there's so much that I probably won't understand if I just jump into The Witcher 4. But yeah, I did like Ciri's character when I did play. She was cool, but she was obviously much younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is cool. I'm excited for those guys out there. I'm excited, even though I'm not probably gonna be into it. But it's just like the announcement of it all. It's cool that it's like another Witcher is coming out. It's like it's a big moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, huge moment. And yeah, I'm very much with you on that, Ro, in terms of the games. Witcher 2 I bought back in the day on Xbox 360 when they ported it from PC, and like I tried to get into it. I played like a few hours of it, like I want to say like 5 to 6 hours, and then kind of got burnt out. And then Witcher 3's hype train rolled through, and then I was like, all right, this looks awesome, I'm gonna do this. I bought Witcher 3, played Witcher 3, and played like maybe 6 to 7 hours in that one. And then I was like, again, burnt out the same way. I was like, something wasn't clicking with me as well. So you're definitely not the only one. But yeah, maybe this one will change our minds. And then we got a surprise announcement, which was Elden Ring Night Reign, which takes the lands between to the realm of co-op. And, you know, From Software said that Elden Ring 2 isn't in development, which is true, I guess, but this is a standalone Elden Ring game, but it is a multiplayer iteration instead of single player, which is very interesting. And it is being described as a co-op action survival game, and it is coming in 2025. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Once again,
I've heard some
freaking out.
Hmm?
Once again, Christian was freaking out. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I've heard some mixed things from people.
Interesting.
Based on the type of game it is, I guess. Like if it's a battle royale, or that seems to be more survival, like it's saying, co-op action. But they're just curious as to how they implement the multiplayer, I guess.
That makes sense.
We'll see.
They can't seem to do any wrong, so
yeah. That's true.
Then we got an announcement, Ro, that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is officially coming to PC much sooner than we thought. It is coming January 23rd, 2025, so just a few weeks away.
Hell yeah. I still need to play it.
Well, now you can on
PC.
PC.
Very soon.
And then we got some real crazy shit started happening. We got Catly, which is a strange photorealistic cat game. I'm reading from Eurogamer, by the way, so this is their subtitle. It says, move over, Stray. This photorealistic fantasy cat adventure is here to steal your milk. The thing that really bemuses me about this is that it's coming to PC, Apple Watches? What the fuck? I didn't know that. And Nintendo Switch, of all places. That's so goofy.
Apple Watch, yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What does that look like on Apple Watch? I'm so confused.
According to, there were some pictures, I think, on their, not in the trailer, but on their Twitter, which they seem to have made on the day, or started posting on the day of the reveal. Catly, yeah. Play Catly on Twitter.
Oh, I see.
It's not really a evidence of what it would look like.
Yeah.
It's just like a picture of a cat on a watch. I don't even know if I could. Yeah, it's okay. It is in the trailer. it's not really a very good example. It's at the very bottom where it says the App Store, and it has like the Apple Watch and just a cat on the face of the watch.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, but a lot of people have been speculating that it uses AI or generative AI just because of how the cats look and how they move. And I was suspicious of it as well when watching the trailer, and even on the page right now, it just seems off the way that the cats look to me. Like, this isn't photorealism to me. It just, I don't know, it has a certain AI look to me. But they've come out because a lot of people have asked the same question, and they've said that it isn't AI, and that they've got artists working on this. But I'm still very suspicious. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they do have artists working on this, Ro. It's called what is it called? A fucking search. I don't know what bullshit that they say those people are artists. I'm like, they typed something into an engine.
Yep. Oh, I just sent you a better, quote unquote, better example of what it looks like on Apple Watch in the PXN chat. It really just looks like proof of concept. Not even proof of concept, like a graphic design test in high school.
Yeah. Like, just copy a cat picture on here, put a gradient on the background, boom, done.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. It reminds me of like Tamagotchi, but like you have a cat on your watch and you feed it and dress it up, and that's what it's given to me so far.
Interesting. Well, we spent a ton of time on Catly. I don't know.
We should not have. I'm so sorry.
We spent more time on Catly just now than we did on the stream.
True.
Anyways. All right. This next one, I think, was the next big announcement, which was Project Robot is the next game from the Eco creator Fumito Ueda. And of course, he's the maker of Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian, and Eco. And essentially, the trailer shows off a tiny little person or boy climbing up a large robot and then taking off in the robot's head to avoid this massive blob of like shadowy enemies, which is kind of crazy. It was a very cool trailer.
Yeah. It's really cool. I am very hyped. I love the scale of Shadow of the Colossus, and as we said on stream, I like seeing what that could be in modern day is very exciting. This trailer reminds me of some of my favorite anime, which Gurren Lagann is coming to mind, which they have similar the robots in that anime have a similar like I'm trying to think of the right word, workings, for lack of a better word, where the head pops off and they can do different stuff. But this looks cool. I love the vibes of the trailer. It's very short, unnamed game, but I love the vibes. I'm very excited for more. It should probably be such a long time from now.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. It looks really cool. I like what they're setting up.
Yeah, it seems like Jeff got a bunch of announcements that like people were giving him like to have like a really cool 10th anniversary and not necessarily showing things that are coming, immediately.
Soon. Yeah.
The tension in the trailer too with the fucking clock time.
Yeah, the countdown.
Yeah.
I love the voice, like the 40 seconds. It's so ominous. Yeah, it's really cool.
If I was playing that sequence, I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, get up there. Like, I'd be falling down the ladder. And
yeah.
But Ro, next announcement was my most excited announcement of the entire show, which is saying something because the end was awesome as well. But this is the sequel to my 2019 Game of the Year, The Outer Worlds, and I did not expect a trailer to be shown off here. Nonetheless, a trailer for The Outer Worlds 2, but we got a release window of 2025 for the Outer Worlds 2, meaning Obsidian is releasing 2 AAA video games in 2025, Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2, which is absolutely fucking bananas.
Pretty crazy. Hope you're okay.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah.
God, it looks so good too. Like, I've told the story before. Like, when the podcast first started, that was the release year of the Outer Worlds, and I talked so much that the end of the year that year with Sean about why it's my game of the year, and it's crazy because when that game was first shown off, I had no expectations for the game because I saw it and it did not show well. Like, it did not show well at all for me. And I went into it with 0 expectations, and I loved that game. So, like, the fact that this looks good to me, like, that makes me very excited for this. Like, the companion quests, they were so reminiscent of Mass Effect. God damn it! Now I'm just going on a rant about Outer Worlds again. Anyways, all right. Stay tuned for Outer Worlds 2 next year. But then the bangers didn't stop coming. This was like the part of the show where just like, holy fuck, we're
right
just
after
going.
the other,
Joseph Fares came out and he announced his next game from Hazelight, which is Split Fiction, and it is, of course, the next game from the developers of It Takes Two. And this is a co-op action adventure game, very much in the same sense that It Takes Two was, except this time you take control of 2 writers who get trapped in a simulation of their respective fantasy and sci-fi novels. And just like It Takes Two, each character will have their own special weapons and items that evolve over time and complement each other when it comes to solving puzzles. Dragons with different abilities, for example, or special exosuits that let you morph ball around. And it is coming very soon in March of 2025. I like some of the gameplay mechanics already look super cool. Like, they showed the one sequence where the player has to do something on the one side to help the other person on the other side, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I really like like you said, the mechanics that they're showing off. The dragon one specifically was cool, like how it progresses as the level goes on, or how the dragon gets older, and how each dragon has a different, I guess, ability or usefulness as they get older, which is very cool. Very cool. I enjoy Joseph Fares as a person, but I love his games as well. It Takes Two is really fun, and I don't know. He just seems to get it. It just seems to get it. Like, him in his studio just seem to get it when it comes to video games. Where, as he says, like, no edit on bullshit. Here's the game. That's what you get. And of course, with the only having to buy one copy as well. Just cool stuff. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like there's any trouble at his studios. Everything is going well over there, which is fingers crossed, obviously, which is awesome. So just keep it up, man. You're doing good stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Friends Pass is literally the best thing. Like, all co-op games should do that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then we can, in my opinion, we continue the bangers because I was very interested in this as well. Steel Hunters gets announced, and it is, as described by Eurogamer, Apex meets Mechs from World of Tanks Studio. So this is from Wargaming. They make the, of course, tank game, that massive online game. But this looks really cool. It's an enormous mech fest with lots of robots and big explosions. They're saying think Apex Legends, except everyone's in a giant mech suit, and that's pretty much what Steel Hunters is, which I signed up for the beta testing, which I need to play still. It's only for 10 days, and I have it downloaded. I just have not had a chance to play it yet. But I think this looks cool.
It does look cool. I like it. And Apex Legends with mech suits is actually just Titanfall.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm just kidding.
No, that's a good point. I mean, we would love to see that. Where's that?
We'd love to see a Titanfall. But this looks cool. I like the designs of the mechs and how each of them have like a different, again, usefulness. I keep not thinking of better words, but they're cool. Yeah, I think this looks cool.
Yeah, kind of like Transformers too. Like they kind of morph and stuff. Pretty cool.
Different abilities, I should say.
Yeah.
Like there's the one that's on all fours that has a shield as well. That's cool.
And then we move into the Long Dark 2 Black Frost, which got an announcement. And I think Gage was the one who said that this was Long Dark right away. And sure enough, it is a sequel to the Long Dark. The vibes of this trailer were really cool. It made me want to play the original. I have not played the original. It is coming to early access in 2026, and it is still the same chilly survival fare as the first game. And then we got some really insane stuff from an insane man. Randy Pitchford comes on stage and he acts like he's like a, I don't know, teenager or something with his lingo that he was using. I'm just like, I don't know what this is, Randy, but yeah, probably could have done without it. I'm a pretty decently big Borderlands fan. I very much enjoyed 2 especially was my favorite, but 3 I enjoyed. Felt like more Borderlands. And this, I think while this trailer really didn't do anything like to wow me, like I watched this trailer and I'm like, okay, it's more Borderlands. I think I'm still excited to just, play more Borderlands because it's a franchise that I enjoy, like playing with the lads and such. So I don't know. It does feel like a little bit like watching the trailer again. It just feels a little bit like here's Borderlands 3 again, except a new story and such.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Same exact thing. I played them, enjoyed them relatively enough, but this didn't like make me feel like, oh yes, finally, Borderlands 4. Yeah, just like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
neat.
For sure. And then some Tekken fans and I guess Final Fantasy fans as well were going absolutely wild as Clive Rossfield is coming to Tekken 8 with an announcement trailer, and it is coming 2 days ago. It's already out.
It's here.
Yeah. But here's the crossover you were waiting for. Go play as Clive.
Very cool.
Very cool indeed. And then we got a new look at Splitgate 2 with a brand new gameplay trailer. And I thought that so I said this during the stream. In my opinion, the original Splitgate, I don't think that many people would argue that the original Splitgate had a lot in common with Halo, especially Halo 4. And of course, the Splitgate development team, many of those people made Halo 4, and Halo 5, and so that makes sense. But I think my biggest issue with the original Splitgate was always that it felt like it was suffering an identity crisis because many, and I say many lightly because it was really most of the weapons in the original game quite literally look exactly like their counterparts in Halo. And I was like, this is too on the nose for me to like I keep looking at this and I'm like, this is like Uncanny Valley with Halo weapons. So what I do appreciate is from Splitgate 2 is every single weapon that they showed in this trailer, none of them look like Halo weapons anymore, which is awesome. Like, I would much rather see them do their own vision. Like, let's see your own ideas and creativity being shown on screen. And I feel like this game shows a lot more interesting things than the original did. And I'm interested to check this out.
Oh yeah,
It is coming in 2025 also, as if 2025 is not filled enough. And then we got a look at Virtua Fighter returning from the makers of Like a Dragon, and you called this out, Ro. You were like, this is Virtua Fighter, and I was like, oh shit. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's a pretty it's like a pretty long running fighting series alongside Street Fighter and Tekken. Not as popular as those ones, but there's a lot like that, like the Dungeon Fighters and like the ones that they have their audience, I guess.
For sure.
But I love Virtua Fighter. I used to play Virtua Fighter 3 on my babysitter's Sega Dreamcast, I think. But yeah, I have some really fond memories of that game specifically. And seeing those characters coming back is pretty cool, pretty exciting. So I hope it finds its new audience, just like Tekken and Street Fighter have, because I would love to try that and see those characters again in a brand new PS5, Xbox Series era. That's exciting.
Hell yeah, that is very cool. Bring back more cool franchise, but also new IP. Yeah.
Yes.
We want it all.
We need both. Yeah.
And then Ro. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just curious when the last one was. I think the last one was PS2.
Oh shit.
Which was a while ago.
Yeah, that's been a minute. That makes sense why I didn't. I'm not. I remember the name, but I wasn't familiar with it because I didn't own a PS2. That makes sense. You might think, wow, that's really cool that RGG Studio is making this, which is the Like a Dragon devs. They surely aren't making anything else. They are making something else, which also got announced at the Game Awards right after this, which is that Project Century is also being made by them. And essentially, it's a 1915 Japan, and it very much looks like Yakuza in 1915 Japan is like the way I would describe it. I don't know if that's a fair representation or not, bro.
I think that's fair. It definitely has that same. Camera angle. The fighting is similar to how they operate in the Yakuza games. At least the one that I played. I've only played Yakuza 0, which is the first one.
Yeah.
But it does look similar, in my opinion, as well to those ones. And it's the same studio, so it makes sense. But as I said on the stream, I think this time period is like a really cool one to explore. And I don't think it's one that the studio has yet. So seeing the gameplay and that time period put together could be really cool. Very excited. And their stories are always really fun. So I'm excited to see what they do in that time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a pretty unexplored time period and / setting. Like 1915 isn't unexplored, but like in Japan.
Yeah. I feel like the go-to for these games is like feudal Japan,
right,
or just like a completely mythical version of an existing one, or present day. So it's cool that they're doing like a little bit of an in-between. That's cool.
For sure.
Kind of separates for what we've been getting a lot recently, which I've been enjoying, but it's cool to get something different. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure people are tired of playing like World War I games and all these random countries and like why can't we get some different time periods in other places?
Right.
We don't just have to be in the United States or Europe or
Exactly.
And then we get really deceived right here because well, I got really deceived because we see a logo immediately at the onset of this trailer, which is what threw me off. Saber Interactive and Universal, which you might think, Saber Interactive and Universal, I was thinking immediately Jurassic Park Survival because literally Saber announced that, and it is a Universal IP, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. So I saw those logos and I was like, oh shit, we're going to get a Jurassic Park trailer again. And then we see dinosaurs and I'm like, okay, fuck yes, Jurassic Park. And then we realized that this doesn't, as the trailer's going on, this doesn't look like Jurassic Park. These people have like magical bows and axes and all kinds of shit. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And it is actually Turok Origins, which is coming out of nowhere. Did not expect this to come back. And it looks really cool. I'm a fucking dinosaur simp. I don't care. I'm in for this. I'm in for all the Saber dinosaur games.
I thought it was Jurassic Park because you thought it was Jurassic Park, but I had no idea that it would be Turok of all things. Obviously, that was surprising. I've heard the name, but I've never played. But I know it's like a pretty like cult classic sort of vibes. So yeah, it's cool. That's again like we were saying with the other announcements. Like this is like feels like a 10th anniversary celebration with some of the names that they're pulling up. Yeah,
for sure. Just let Saber make all the dinosaur games.
Do it. Just get them all.
And then we got our customary Warframe announcement. Warframe 1999 gets its final trailer and release date. The release date is actually 4 days ago. So it's already out if you play Warframe. That game is still going, and it's going strong apparently for this many years. Is pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then we got a look at another update from PAL World, which is Faybreak update. And despite their ongoing legal issues with the Pokemon company, they got a new update that they showed off here, and it is coming on December 23rd, so about a week from now, a little less than a week. And yeah, we got some new, I almost said Pokemon, new pals.
Some new pals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they certainly look like Pokemon. Oh man. I don't know what to say. My goodness. Good for them, I guess.
Yeah. Like you said on the stream, I don't think they're helping themselves by putting this out.
But Gage was right, I think, or one of you guys said that the game it's coming soon, so they gotta advertise it. But I feel like here, as we may be talking about later, one of the biggest shows of the year with how many people are watching.
For sure.
Just showing off more evidence for your court case later, in my opinion.
For sure. And then one of the games that I was chastised for not knowing. I'm sorry, I apologize. Oh fuck, I almost fucked it up. Onimusha, right?
Onimusha.
Fuck. Onimusha, Way of the Sword is coming in 2026. Another original Capcom IP returning. And we got a brief cinematic reveal trailer. But yes, it is not coming until 2026. This thing looks brutal, though, man.
It does. Yeah, I also am not an Onimusha guy. It looks like I would enjoy it based on the trailer, but I can see why this would be excited for people who are fans because of Capcom's recent resurgence. Not recent anymore. They've been on this run for quite a while now. So I could see why people would be excited having a beloved franchise come back with how great Capcom has been recently, especially with their remakes.
For sure.
So yeah, it'll be cool to see. So let's go. Oh yeah.
Keep the Capcom train rolling.
Yes, let's keep it going.
And then we got the first Berserker Kazan, which is arriving in March of 2025. This is a cinematic trailer for the Dark Fantasy RPG that shows nothing of its actual gameplay, but this time it has a release date of March 27th, 2025. It was introduced by the Russo brothers, which is interesting as well. I don't know how much to take from this because it's a cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
So honestly,
there is gameplay out there if you do want to see it. But yeah, it's like you said, if you're not familiar, it's just a cool animated trailer.
For sure. then we got to look at an update on the Dying Light The Beast, which got a release window of summer 2025. Of course, this isn't the first time we've seen this. It was announced back in Gamescom, or at Gamescom in August. And you'll remember that you will be playing as Kyle Crane, who was the original protagonist of the original game, I believe. And he is back and has beast-like abilities. Very interesting. Dying Light, the game I need to go, or Dying Light 2, I need to go back and finish that game. I know. Another game. And then, bro, we got to look at another cool little co-op game called Stage Fright. And it is the new game from the makers of Overcooked. And this one looks really cool as well. And actually, it is kind of funny how similar this game is kind of going for a similar audience that Split Fiction is going for, with having a co-op adventure kind of split down the middle. Which I'm sorry. This is the game. I got this. See, I already got the two games confused because this is the game that I saw the one character on the one side of the screen did something that impacted the other person. Yeah, which I thought was really cool. And if they do more of that kind of stuff, I think that's going to be a pretty cool little game as well.
Yeah, it did look cool. I like the art style. Overcooked is fun, so I'm sure they're cooking with this one too. But yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
The little boy jumps on the little pad and it freezes the monster on the other side.
Yeah, it's cool. And if it's the same, I don't know, I'd have to look again. If it's the same level but like a different, it does look like it is. Like it's the same environment but just like from a different time period or different genre or of play, or which is cool.
Hell yeah. I don't think this is new, but I guess I'll just mention it. The Game of Thrones King's Road had a trailer there. I thought it was just in the advertising section, but they put it in the announcements here. It's coming in 2025, and I don't know about that game. Doesn't look that good. And then we got another PlayStation announcement coming to PC, or PlayStation game coming to PC, which is The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, coming to PC, and it is coming on April 3rd, 2025. Yet another 2025 release. Cool for people to be able to complete their story now after playing Part 1 on PC.
Very cool.
Pretty cool. And then, is when you were cooking, because Sonic Team Racing Crossworlds was announced with a new trailer, and we got a little look at Shadow.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like me some kart racers. I love me some Sonic, of course. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I saw somebody that noticed one of the hoverboards on the wall when Shadow was turning on his car. Like there's some drape curtains over a hoverboard, which is from this game Sonic Riders, which could either be a hint at Sonic Riders coming back. It could also be that one of the vehicle options in the game is the hoverboard, or it's neither of those things and it's just there. Which it's more than likely just that. But either way, I'm excited to see more from this game.
You know, it's funny. You said Sonic Riders, and I immediately thought of Sonic Free Riders, which is the Kinect game. The Kinect game. Actually, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Sonic Free Riders.
Yeah, it was the Kinect game, so it was on 360. But I didn't realize there was another one called Sonic Riders also.
Yes, Sonic Riders was the original one.
Okay, interesting.
And came out on the game. Well, at least I played it on the GameCube. It probably came out on PS2 as well.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
Very cool. Very cool. And then row, we dive into Mafia: The Old Country, which is coming summer 2025. Got a trailer for that, which I am a little disappointed for the team on that because it did leak ahead of the Game Awards. I think it was in a promotional video or something early, and the whole trailer went online before the Game Awards. But
Oh no.
but no, it looks really cool. I'm still very excited for this game. I love the Mafia games. And the story of those games are always really good. So I'm intrigued to see what they have here. And actually, some of the combat looks kind of like, I don't want to say it, but Red Dead-esque. Like it looks really refined. I don't know. I'm excited. And then we got to look at another very cool game. Like we just banger after banger. This Dispatch is a superhero game from former Telltale devs, and it features the voices of Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey as the main protagonists. Essentially, you are dispatching heroes to fight crimes around the city, and the studio, there's a bunch of people that from the studio behind The Wolf Among Us, Tales of the from the Borderlands, etc. And a lot of people are very excited about that fact, but also this art style looks very cool. I like this a lot.
Same. I love the art style. I think this was when I left after the Mafia one came on. I had to hop off, but I watched the trailer the next day, and yeah, it looks awesome. I love, like you said, that Aaron Paul's in it, but the cast is just like a crazy cast. Like they have Aaron Paul, Lauren Bailey, but then they also have Moist Critical from YouTube.
Wow.
Who's a very popular YouTuber. Jeffrey Wright, of course, and Jacksepticeye, Alana Pierce.
Wow.
Yeah, they have like a really weird mix, but it's from based on the trailer. It seems to be working. I thought it looked really fun. And Matthew Mercer, who was the voice of Ganon in the most recent Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, at least the English version. And he was, I believe, a part of. He was also a YouTuber before actor. So it's cool. I like this little team that they got going on here. But yeah, very excited. I love the art style as well, and I love these sort of games like the choose your own adventure, choose what the character says sort of thing. It's fun.
Absolutely, yeah. And the story seems like it's going to be very interesting as well. They do a good job of telling cool stories. Okay, we're getting into our last couple announcements here, Ro. And then the time when I'm supposed to be freaking out, according to what's his name in the comment section. I had no idea. I apologize, Capcom and Kamiya, of course, Hideki Kamiya, famously of Platinum Games Valor, made many games with them and then left Platinum Games to create a new studio, and he is working with Capcom on a sequel to Okami, which people are freaking out about.
Yeah.
Which this trailer doesn't even like. I get the excitement for it.
Yeah.
Like, if this was a Halo game, I would be doing the same thing that these fans are doing. But like this trailer also is pretty much just like, here's Okami.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Okami's coming. Which, like you said, like if you're a fan of Okami, I can understand why this would be super hyped. I think the art is beautiful. I can't say that I'm a fan of Okami, but I played Okami Den, which is like a spiritual. I shouldn't say spiritual successor because it's in the same franchise. It's by the same team, so it's like it's a sequel, but it's not like the story didn't continue from the last game. So I guess spiritual successor is apt. But I played that on the DS. Love that game, but I've never played the original. So I'm excited, but I'm not like let's go Okami.
No, you have to be that way.
I have to. But I really liked Okami Den on the DS, so maybe I would like the original. I assume I would. But yeah, I always love the art style in them, though, even though I haven't played them. I always thought they were really pretty games.
Yeah. Yeah, the opening sequences of the trailer, definitely very cool art style, like all the effects going on and like the dash lines behind the wolf that's running, or dog. I don't even know what that is, but very cool.
Oh my goodness. I'm looking at screenshots of Okami Den and I'm getting nostalgic. Oh,
You're
man.
just getting
What
yourself
time?
hyped up for this.
I guess so, yeah. I just want to play Okami Den now.
Pull it out of the vault.
Yeah, I wish I still had it.
Fair enough. And then we get to the final announcement, which many would say is their most anticipated game announcement, probably from the show, or many people would be saying that. And this game is Naughty Dog's next game, which is a sci-fi hack and slash game called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophecy. And this is the next game from director Neil Druckmann. They're not making The Last of Us Part 3. They're not making a new Uncharted. This is a brand new IP in space. And we got to look at the trailer. And the trailer's really, really well put together, obviously. Their tech, it continues to show how good their tech is, like with all of the character models and the effects and the environments. And yeah, very good stuff. Like, ugh. A new Naughty Dog game. We're in.
Mm-hmm. I am so ready. I can't wait. I love Naughty Dog games, at least the recent ones. Love Uncharted, love Last of Us. Yeah, super excited. I've been very excited for this announcement. I was wondering if it was going to be like a fantasy one or a sci-fi. But seeing sci-fi is very exciting. I love the first shot with like the red planet and the cracked other planets. It just looks very like the atmosphere is hitting. It's really looks really cool, and I like that it's inspired by some of my favorite shows. I mean, everybody loves these anime, Cowboy Bebop and Akira, and a lot of things are inspired by that. So it's not really an original thing to be inspired by, but I like those things. Those things look pretty, so I'm excited that he took inspiration from those things. But yeah, I like what I saw so far. I imagine that it's going to be a game that I enjoy because I like Naughty Dog games. I like those stories that they make.
Yeah, like
Very cinematic.
The retro, like futuristic vibes were really cool. Like just seeing like the cartoon or anime playing on the old fashioned TV screen, and her video chatting with the whoever that was that she was video chatting with on that old ass like CRT looking screen, and then pulling out her Sony Walkman. I think it was a Walkman. Like, and tuning into some music with actual physical discs. It's just crazy.
Very cool. And I was thinking, like, is her sword at the end like the like when she turns it on, like there's like waves, I guess, of like red waves. They reminded me of like sound waves, and I was wondering, like, do they react to music that she's playing or the environment? Like that could be fun as well.
Yeah,
like they look like they would go like up and down.
Yeah,
sort of. Like, yeah,
that'd
be cool.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like almost like a laser, but like in a musical wave type of way.
Wait, yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I think they're called wave forms or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, wavelength or something.
That's a great point, actually. I didn't even think about that until you said that. That's we do have a little bit more information since the trailer dropped. Naughty Dog posted a lengthy post. Well, not lengthy, a little bit of a post here. So Intergalactic stars their new protagonist, Jordan A. Munn, who is a dangerous bounty hunter who ends up stranded on Sempira, which is a distant planet whose communication with the outside universe went dark hundreds of years ago. In fact, anyone who's flown to it hoping to unravel its mysterious past was never heard from again. Jordan will have to use all her skills and wits if she hopes to be the first person in over 600 years to leave its orbit. Beyond that, we're keeping everything about the story under wraps, at least for now. What we can tell you is that this game lives up to the Naughty Dog tradition of creating an emotional, character-driven, epic journey. Our narrative goals are rivaled only by our gameplay ambitions. This will be the deepest gameplay in Naughty Dog's history, taking our learnings from our previous franchises and pushing them beyond anything we've ever done before. Jordan is played by the talented Tati Gabrielle, who leads a stellar cast, pun intended. Eagle-eyed players might spot some of the other cast members in the trailer, which I think some people were already spotting, like Kumail Nanjiani. And then there was another one that people were saying. I can't remember. I don't know. And then they said they'll reveal more of their ensemble down the line. And they also announced that their incredible voyage into the cosmos also needs an equally incredible soundtrack. And as tremendous fans of their work, they're excited to announce their collaboration with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who will be scoring Intergalactic. And the guys are cooking, they say. So very, very cool. A lot of good stuff in there. And we have our next Naughty Dog game probably about 4 years away. I don't know.
Oh wait! I just have to not die. But yeah, what you were describing, I hadn't heard that blurb before, at least not all of it. But what you're describing about the story sounded so cool, with like how it hasn't been explored, this desolate planet that has gone dark. Like that sounds so fun. That sounds so cool, and could lend itself to like the Last of Us type of horror that they've done. They can maybe do a little bit more spooky stuff, which again usually isn't my tea, but I could handle The Last of Us, so I think I can do this one. But yeah, it sounds really cool, and it being deeper, the deepest gameplay yet, which is again huge to say coming off of The Last of Us Part 2 with all the improvements that they made with that game. So I can't wait to see what they do with that. I know that Christian was popping off when he heard about the Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, I believe.
Yeah.
For the music, I'm not familiar with them super like Christian would be, but I think Trent Reznor did the Challengers music. I think, not sure, but that soundtrack was really cool, really fire. So I can only imagine what he's cooking for this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. They're in 9 Inch Nails, so their band is 9 Inch Nails.
Okay.
So that's gonna be crazy. There was another character that people already kind of figured out that I found here, that Tony Dalton from Better Call Saul will be an Intergalactic based on a image that we got on the board in the game. And he's fantastic in Better Call Saul, so I'm excited to see what he plays in there. I don't think that. Oh, on the far right sits a character who appears to be played by Bosch Legacy's Stephen A. Chang. I think that's the only ones that people were like certain on. They were just speculating on other one. So yeah, very cool. We're excited for it.
Very excited.
Jeff did give us some numbers that they're humbled and thrilled to share that the Game Awards 10th anniversary show delivered 154 million global live streams, which is their most watched show ever. And he's giving thanks to the team and such for believing in the Game Awards. Which I always find, I said this in our chat, but I always find it interesting that he says 154 million live streams. Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, does that mean like someone like open the live stream and then like, what if they open another one? Does that one also count? Like, it's just a weird,
right, yeah.
Like why wouldn't you
like
just
it doesn't
say
say like, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like it could be raising the number
Right.
by
Artificially.
saying live stream. Yeah.
But
I see
it
what you
has
mean.
increased from previous years where he
Yeah.
measures the same metrics, so
hmm
it is seeing a steady increase. But what do you think, Ro? What were your thoughts on this year's show? Do you think that it got better? Do you think it improved over last year?
I do. I think so. I think the show was, like we were saying when going through the announcements, it was very banger after banger after banger, and I don't think they spent too much time on any one thing, which I feel like they have in the past. Even if it is like an exciting announcement, sometimes they spend a lot of time on it, and it just like makes to me the announcement itself a little less exciting because like okay, enough about this one thing. I'm ready for the next thing, and to a degree, I guess that. But yeah, I think that's good that they don't do that because not only are they giving more time to have other announcements, but they're also giving more time for the awards, which is something that people have been very vocal about, where you're doing more announcements than awards, which they'll always be the case. Um, but I think they did a good job on balancing the two a little bit better this year. Of course, there are a lot of awards that are set off screen, but that's just been how it is for this entire time. But yeah, I think they did a much better job. I enjoyed this show, I think, a lot more than previous years for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think definitely last year needed a lot of improvements, and a lot of people had conversations on what that looks like. I think some of the complaints of the Game Awards will never be fully satisfied by everyone because I don't think that Jeff Keighley's Game Awards are necessarily what everyone wants them to be. But like at the end of the day, he's the one who put up the money and he's the one who created them essentially. And so like I do think there is a certain amount of like Jeff loves this medium and he wants to create a show that he loves, not necessarily that everyone will love. And there are fair criticisms about giving enough spotlight to the awards themselves when the show is called the Game Awards.
Yeah.
But I think that it's also important to remember that the reason why that this is the most popular Game Awards is because of the reveals. As sad as that is to say, that's what people come out to see. Like they want to see like what are these big reveals that are coming out. And this show's reveals were the best that they've ever been. And I was happy with the amount of time they gave developers to speak on stage this time for the ones that did get to take awards on stage. But there's always improvements that could happen. So
and I think the as you said, like it does seem that it's more of an announcement show than an award show.
Yeah.
But I think the announcements, as you said, put more eyes on the show and therefore put more eyes on the developers when they do get the time to speak, because I hope most people continue watching for the next big thing and still watch those developers talk about their game and how happy they are to see it. So in a way, it also helps bring eyes and attention to the people that work on the game, even though to us it doesn't seem like it's enough. I think it's saying it's better than nothing is is kind of a cop out sometimes, but in this case I think that it is better than nothing, and I'm glad that he does the show. And of course, like you said, there's more improvements to be made, and there are award shows out there that don't do that.
For sure.
But as we're saying, those don't get as much views and attention by the general audience, and it's because they don't have announcements there. So it's kind of like a weird give and take, and I understand why people think that the take should be a little bit more to the devs, but I don't know. It's a weird one, but I understand. I understand from both sides.
Yeah, and to your point, like the DICE Awards, many people treat the DICE Awards as like the holy grail for the video game industry, which is totally fair. Like, that's what the enthusiasts that want to see like the best of the best, like watch the DICE Awards. But for the general audience, the general audience will never watch the DICE Awards. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
All right, Grill. Let us dive in real quick into our news items. We have one news of the week item, which is Switch 2 has some new rumors that are heating up. We got a look at a shell casing from a case manufacturer that maybe accidentally posted this online. Essentially shows the exact design for the Switch 2, which unsurprisingly looks very similar to the original Nintendo Switch. The back side of the triggers has one more button, which I think is to release the Joy-Cons, the magnetic Joy-Cons on the new Nintendo Switch. But also, I think they said it's also a button, which I don't know how that works. Like, how do you not like release the Joy-Con? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, when you're pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And we also got some information. This is from a Reddit post, but a lot of this has already been backed up by other people, so it seems very possible that it's legit. But do take it with a grain of salt because this is Reddit. They're saying the console is called Switch 2, and the logo is the Switch logo with a giant 2 on the side. Their units were dark gray, but apparently there is a full white SKU where both Joy-Cons and the tablet match, and another special edition of the SKU, which is themed around a game with 9, which is an obvious hint towards Mario Kart 9. The console doesn't really feel heavier than the current Switch. The buttons and sticks are marginally larger than the current Switch. Magnetically attaches the Joy-Cons to the console, making a mechanical click sound. It has 2 back buttons that are indeed the Joy-Con release buttons. They heard the They heard the reveal is next month for a Nintendo meeting, and he said that he thinks they may be referring to the investor meeting on February 4th, 2025. He said the dock has the same ports of the Nintendo Switch OLED dock, but it is a bit larger and curved, and so much of the screen pops out. He said the game cart slot looks the same as the current Switch. The top side of the Joy-Con, when detached, has a surprise feature, whatever that means. And and the magnets themselves are buttons, what he said. It has an LCD screen, so not an OLED. ZL and ZR buttons are larger than the current Switch, and the sticks are going to be Hall effect sticks, so no stick drift, hopefully, with those. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just getting excited for the inevitable announcement that hopefully is coming, as they say, very soon. And Mario Kart 9 as a launch title would be insane.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nuts.
I mean, they literally skipped Mario Kart for Switch, right? Like, because that was just a port.
Yeah, it was just the Wii U game. They obviously added tracks and some characters, but it was like you said, essentially the same game, just DLC pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready for the Switch 2 and what other games they are bringing with it, and that it's backwards compatible apparently with the Switch cartridges has me very excited as well. Just keeping that library as one, which is very smart. Yeah.
Does it surprise you at all that they're doing the name as just Switch 2?
Switch 2?
Yeah.
Not really. No. Not in. I wish it was a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
But I was assuming that they were going to keep the Switch in the name. But I guess for Nintendo it is new. They usually don't do numbered iterations like that, even with like Wii and the Wii U, which again was a mistake on their end. So maybe they're trying to correct that. But like even the DS and the 3DS and the DSi, they're just like they do letters and other naming conventions. They don't really do numbers. So yeah, I think I'm not surprised that they kept the Switch name. I guess I am surprised about the number part. but I think it's smart to do that because it's easier for the customer to just like, oh, this is the new Switch.
Sure.
Okay, it's the second one. It's the better one.
Yeah. Imagine if they announced this as the Switch U.
It'd be bad, very bad. Very funny.
Yeah.
Very bad. The Switch U. Oh no.
Yeah, this
That
sounds
doesn't even sound like a. And I think that was probably the problem that they had with the Wii U. It doesn't even sound like an upgrade. It sounds like an add-on or like even like a downgrade. Maybe like the Switch U is like sounds like a Switch Lite to me. Like it sounds like something that you get someone that doesn't want the real thing.
For sure. Yeah, I'm interested to see if all of this comes true, but it all sounds awesome. All right, Ro. Let's eat some quick bites real quick here. Netflix is in talks to make a Stalker adaptation. This just came out today. Apparently, the developer of Stalker 2 has already made it past the break-even point for Stalker 2. Now they gave us news that we may be getting an adaptation as well coming to Netflix. Interesting. Ro, we have some exciting news that Sonic 3 has debuted at an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. We're excited about that.
So excited. I've been seeing people who, I think Christian is the one who shared in the chat, people who didn't like the first two really enjoying this one. So I can only imagine as someone who enjoyed the first two how I'll feel about this one. Yeah. Very, very, very excited. Looking forward to it a lot to see how they pull this off.
It is not only the highest score of the trilogy, but is one of the highest scores for a video game movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Love to see that.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, it's still pretty early, and the people that went to see it are mostly fans, I'm assuming, like the that were invited to see it. So we'll see how that changes, but it's a good sign. Definitely a good sign.
For sure. And then we got a little controversy, Ro, with a new drop for a Killzone collaboration with Helldivers 2, coming in at a higher price than people were expecting. The new armor costs 500 super credits, and the new cape is 310 super credits. The new helmet, 310 super credits. And most egregious of all, this is from IGN, the new assault rifle costs 615 super credits. And all of these items are only available for 5 days on the store before they are rotated out. Putting these prices into context, 1,000 SC costs $9.99. So essentially, you have to spend about $20 to receive this Killzone set, which I believe the entire game was like $20. So it's like, that doesn't feel great. Or maybe it was $40. I don't know. Either way, doesn't feel great, especially because they've been doing a great job with microtransactions in terms of pricing. And this is, I don't know, this is a little high, I think. And I'm all for things being like, free to play, or not free to play, sorry. I'm all for things having the ability to be unlocked and have the ability to purchase it, which in this case is the case. You can play the game and earn credits by doing challenges and stuff like that. But my problem is it's only there for 5 days. That's not
enough time.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you.
Unfortunate, because I think they've done a great job otherwise. But our final quick bite, Ro, we got our first look at Exodus, which is a science fiction action adventure role-playing game from Archetype Entertainment. We had already gotten a cinematic trailer for this game a while ago, and I'm guessing they just waited till after the Game Awards so they could kind of get a little bit of their own spotlight, which more power to them, because I think what we saw looks really cool. It gives me a lot of Mass Effect vibes, and actually the lead writer on this is the same lead writer as the original Mass Effect trilogy. So I'm still very interested in this. I think you guys were kind of telling me I was crazy on the cinematic trailer, saying like it looked generic, but that's fine. I'm gonna just be excited about it.
Oh yeah. I think I like this trailer a little bit more than the cinematic one for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does look very Mass Effect. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I could really say so far. I like what I saw this time around.
Oh yeah. We'll get you on board. Get you on board.
Slowly.
All right, Ro. This is the last episode of 2024, which means I think at this point we need to call our fantasy critic.
Yeah.
So at this point, coming in 4th place, surprising no one because of what's happened to the course of the year, Gage Maidenless Gaming has a total of 58 fantasy points. And I'm sorry, Gage. It just fell apart for you.
Just
Fell apart for
you. Was it ever built, though?
Was it
fall apart?
Actually, I can't remember. Do we lose points for games not coming out yet?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not remember. I feel like it.
Because it's not calculating how to play. I don't know. Our administrator's not here, so
1 second.
is there? Oh, here we go. League options.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look at. But I'm trying to see which game release rule must be released. But it doesn't say what the
release rule must be released. So maybe there is no negative points. Is it just 0?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, tentatively, this is the final. We'll come back next year and tell you for sure, but I believe this is the final result, but we'll see. And then Ro, guess who is in 3rd place? That would be you. Romana Flowers Gaming comes in 3rd with 153 points.
I'm happy. I'm not last.
But
I'm disappointed that I lost my 2nd place.
You did. Right at the end there, Indiana Jones saved me.
Damn it all. I hope you get negative points for that other game.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. If Snake Eater gives me negative. Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. At least you didn't win this year for the freaking.
I know. So disappointed. And coming in 2nd place is, of course, ODST Publishing, which is my team, 159 points. And of course, Christian has been running away with it all year this year. In 1st place, Eternal Rose Software with 211 points. Good job, Christian.
Well done.
He is our champion. 50. And I believe that means he's going to get a controller. I think that's what we... So we'll see. We'll see when he gets that. But we're also going to be anticipating Gage eating a lot of hot wings. Very hot wings.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That does our fantasy draft for 2024, Ro. And now let's just end the show with what you got for me. Daniel, what do you got for me? I haven't fucking played anything really. I've been busy doing other things and had a chance to finish or continue playing Indiana Jones yet. I will be finishing that game though. Over this holiday break, I'm gonna finish Indiana Jones. You bet your fucking bottom dollar I'm coming back in 2 weeks with a vengeance.
Nice.
But Ro, what you got for me?
I also have not played anything. I played a little bit of Pokemon trading card game Pocket, of course. I play that every day. I am collecting the cards, battling and stuff like that. But they recently released a new booster pack, Mythical Island. So there's some new cards to collect recently. So yeah, been having fun with that. Building some new decks to face some people. And yeah, it's been a good time. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Do they have like rare cards in that? Like there's like different variants? Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. They have like all the shiny ones, the full art illustrations, and like different, like you said, different rarities as well. Yeah.
Sick. Awesome. All right. Well, bro, that does it for us for 2024. We did it. We completed 2024. Mission completed.
Oh yeah.
Who said? People said we don't finish games. We just finished the biggest game of them all. Life.
Oh my god.
Oh,
which one of us has died?
Well, shit. I guess not finished. We finished this year of life. Yeah.
Yes.
We will be out next week for Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you, or Happy Holidays if you do not celebrate Christmas. We tentatively will return on January 1st. If not, keep an eye out on our socials. We may not. But anywho, thank you again to everyone joining us live, and I almost said participating in the chat, but that's the intro. On YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Ro. Thank you, Christian and Gage, who will return. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love, and keep on gaming.
Happy holidays.
The Outer Worlds.